What's up, guys? This is going to be the second video of possibly a 10-part series on our shop buggy build, Longhorn 2.1. And I make these videos for a couple different reasons. One, so that guys that aren't local kind of have an idea of how things fit together here at the shop if we build one, and also to give guys some ideas about how they can do things, and to show people that are interested in our product how streamlined the build process is, and we kind of make it fun but yet simplified at the same time, and we give you a great product when you're all said and done, and something that'll last a long time. So anyways, today's video is going to kind of go over some more detail. As you can see, if you've watched the first video, we've kind of got a lot going on now, and we've made quite a bit of progress in the last week and a half. So we'll start in the front here. Radiator sitting nice and pretty in its home. It's got lower isolator bushings on the bottom, and then upper rubber isolator bushings at the top. This radiator is a Griffin 16-inch tall, 27-inch wide, 2-core, 1.25 inch tubes, and that's something you can buy right off the shelf. And then I modify them in-house. This bracketry right here is 3/16 aluminum that's welded and then bent, and then creates that standoff for that mounting point. And then on the inside here, we make a fan shroud that can fit 2 12-inch fans. These Griffin radiators only come with 10-inch fans if you buy them online typically. So get a bunch more CFM airflow from these Spall fans. So keep the rigs nice and cool. Had no issues with them. So and then this particular one for the shop build, we've added -20 AN bungs to the radiator, and then we will have -20 on the water pump and the thermostat housing. And then up here, trans cooler. It's just a Durali 11 by 12 trans cooler, 1/2-inch MPT to -6 cooler lines, and then runs all the way back here to the -6 lines for this is Turbo 350 that we're running in this one. So, and then this is obviously the steering cooler. It will get welded, the brackets will get welded up like that to those steel brackets on top of the radiator, and it'll sit nice and pretty up there. Winch plate, we're running a Warren Xeon 10S in this particular build. Attachment point for the radiator, like I said, has isolator bushings, and then it's got the removable 2 bungs on each side, so makes getting the motor in and out super easy. And then up front here, we've got the switch panel, 8-gang switch panel. This is where the fuse panel goes, and then our fuel pressure regulator comes up here and then wraps around the back side of the intake for the supply line. And then on the opposite side, we have a PSC reservoir, and then our radiator overflow catch can. And then the other catch can I run is for the PCV system on the LS motors. I don't like the way the PCV system vents back into the intake, because it just blows oil all over the intake. So I take both lines, the PCV line on the driver's side and the passenger side, and I run them to a catch can so that it can atmospheric vent right there. So I've done that on all my rigs, and it works great. And then on the PSC reservoir, we have done the pressure cap modification that we sell. You drill a hole in your existing PSC cap and a 3/4 inch hole, and then you weld the little adapter we sell as long with the radiator cap housing and cap, and it makes your PSC system a closed system. And you guys can read up on that. Radial Dynamics has a great write-up on the benefits of having a closed system. Howell Performance has been doing it for years, and you will get a ton of longevity out of your steering system if you go that route. Moving on, motor mounts. Let's get all done. All these mounts are built without the motor in the chassis. We have a jig that is set up, and we can put all the tubes together. That way when you get ready to fit the motor, it drops right in and bolts in very, very quick. And then up under here is our computer mount, and fits nice and tight underneath the dash. And then our 100 amp breaker is right in front of it. And then we've got some sheet metal, some miscellaneous sheet metal just hanging out. But moving in here, that is a ground bus bar. All the grounds from the motor and the entire rig will come to a one junction point. No grounds or chassis grounded. I don't like doing that. So bring everything to one spot. That way if you got to diagnose something, it makes it super easy. Center console tubes, when you buy them, they come with this secondary dash bar for the inside, and then the two tubes that run all the way back and catch the X brace in the back there, and then one divider bar to separate everything. We run winter shifters in all our rigs. They are awesome. They work great. This particular rig is going to have rear steer, so this is a rear steer valve from Radial Dynamics. Great unit, and you can kind of position it any way you want, vertical, horizontal, it doesn't matter. Moving back, our Atlas is installed, mated to the TH350, and we actually use two different mounts for our tranny transfer case combo. I don't like the fact that the transfer case hangs off the back of 4 bolts on the TH350, so we have a trans mount that mounts right to the Atlas adapter that has bushings on both sides. And then on the back, we offer a Atlas tail shaft housing support. It's 100% billet aluminum. It's a 1/2 inch thick, bolts right to the tail housing. And then we have an adapter that goes to the bottom of that, that's steel, that has isolator bushings, and then tabs that go from there down to the chassis. So the Atlas has its own support for itself. So super strong combination, and you will not have to worry about breaking bolts coming loose, nothing. So it's an option. They're on the website if you are so inclined. Coming back up, Optima battery box sits right behind the passenger seat. These battery boxes are all made in-house. Again, products are on the website. Feel free to check them out. The 2-seat chassis has some room in the back here. Oops. And in this particular one, we added a hoop for an ice chest rack, an ARB compressor that is mounted upside down, and just installed this little basket underneath the cooler. It's made out of aluminum. We drilled and tapped the tube, 1/4-20 button head screws, and provides a ton of extra storage, and it's easy to get to in the event that you got to get tools out or something. That's kind of the thing we're going with this build, is to try to make things accessible quickly and easily in case you got to have a trail repair. Fuel cell all mounted up. This is kind of a little bit of the plumbing. Walbro pump, pre-filter, shut-off valve right into the tank. And then these particular Jazz fuel cells don't come with a third fitting, so we add a third fitting for the return line. But little trick tab for zip ties, and then a mount for the cooler, ratchet strap. And then up top here, this one we actually went a little overkill on our tray, but big aluminum tray that fits over the fuel cell, gives you a ton of storage, dimple dyed. You can access fuel cap easily, tail light, and stay tuned for our sway bars that we're going to be coming out with. This one will have the first one on it. They are 35 spline, billet aluminum arms, tailored to fit your needs. We're going to have them in multiple sizes, and super cool product, so stay tuned. Off the back here, did something a little bit creative. It's a toolbox, but to make things easily accessible, we added this little pull pin. Pops out. Pull pin has a magnet on the back side of it, so it can't come out. And on the inside here, we've got this little actuator. So you pull the pin, and as you lift up, hard to do with one hand, the actuator lifts up. So when you're back here, you lift up on the tool chest. Like I said, it's hard to get with one hand, but you lift up, tool chest swings out and comes out in less than 2 seconds. Put it back in, actuator goes in, boom. Quick, easy. Anyways, thought that was kind of cool. One thing we added was the sound bar up top. Have some tunes, just a couple tabs. A lot of guys are running the wet sound bars. I actually think that this Bazooka 1 sounds a lot better, and I think because it has woofers on the side is the reason it sounds so much better. But sticking with our storage ideas, these are storage bags that we will be making available to our chassis owners and to other buggy owners that are looking to have storage ideas for their tube chassis. So the goal is to have you send a template of your tube design to us, and we will make you a bag tailored to fit exactly in the tube arrangement that's on your chassis. And this particular one is one of 5 bags that this rig will have. The overall length of that is about 2 feet long from tip to bottom, and obviously you can see it's held on by a Velcro. And then on the inside here, got a zipper that runs the entire way down. So tons of storage. But we will be putting some corner bags up here on each side, and then there will be an interior bag for the driver and passenger, kind of by their knees. So stay tuned for those. Hopefully in the next few weeks we can get those on the website. And if you guys got any questions, feel free, leave comments, email us. We can ask you any questions you have. So Stepping back over to the Atlas, this particular one is a driver drop, and we use standard shifters. I'm not a fan of cable shifters, so I like standard shifters. They shift better. And then we started mocking up the mid shaft, but this is kind of the mid shaft we use. It's got a slip in it, and then that is a carrier bearing that we sell, make it in-house. But like I said, we just started mocking this up, so kind of give you an idea of how it sits in there. So we'll get that solidified here in the next day or so. Offset brake pedal. We're running Hydro Boost in all of our rigs now, so the offset pedal is something I haven't put on the website yet, but it's something we do make, and it really helps out for giving you a little bit more leg room. So if you guys like that, you can contact us and let us know what you think. And like I said, we can make one. This is a Heim joint, and then we tap the plunger coming out so you can fine tune where you put your pedal. And then this is a mount that we make for GM and Ford Hydro Boost. Hydro Boost, this mount has a hole in it. The Hydro Boost goes through it, bolts from the back side, and the mount, this will actually accept a factory Willwood single pedal mount. We actually make our own in-house just to save a little bit of money, but that's an option too. If you have a single mount and you can use a single straight pedal, you can buy a single Willwood pedal mount and it will bolt to the inside of this bracket. So it kind of gives you an idea on the back side. And then we use a Willwood 1 1/8" bore master cylinder, coupled to this is a Ford unit here, and amazing brakes. This thing will hold you on the side of a cliff. They're truly amazing. If you have manual brakes and you've never tried Hydro Boost, I would tell you, go in somebody's rig that has it and try them out. 1/10 of the pedal effort and 10 times better braking. So wrapping up the front, we've got our coilover mounts kind of burned in with our bracket, with our gusset on top. So once we get our axles underneath of it, should be able to throw those in. This is our orbital. That's an orbital bracket we sell. Allows you to clock the orbital in any rotation that suits your build. So again, they're on the website. More than welcome to check them out. Here's another shot of the carrier bearing midshaft setup. So I think I've gone through most everything that we've got done so far. We have boatloads of sheet metal. And again, this stuff is all CNC cut for our chassis. Like all the sheet metal that comes off for everything. Kind of give you an idea. That's the center console piece. It tucks underneath the floor, and then I just put rivet nuts to hold the two together. But again, floor panels, interior sheet metal, hood, roof, dash, belly pan, ice chest racks, cooler racks, and miscellaneous racks. Everything comes off the table, so you get perfect fitment every time. And we can achieve that because the chassis are fixtured up on a jig when they're built, and so we know that each one is going to be perfect. So thank you guys for watching, following the build. Again, hoping to do about a 10-part series, but we had made some pretty good progress, so I wanted to get you guys on board and show you what we got going on. So this will be rear axle. It's a custom axle we built here. Center section is an 05 high pinion 60. Outers are F550 knuckles and C's. It'll have our lightweight brake kit. There's the brackets for our brake kit. It has our keyed high steer arms. It will have aluminum steering rods. And then this particular rear axle is going to be set up in double shear. The front axle is going to be set up in single shear, because like I told you guys in the first video, we've got a bunch of different products we're running on this rig, from like companies' high-end products to companies' low-end products, to actually test and see how durable the differences between the two, and see whether people are spending money they don't need to, if they can achieve the same quality and strength out of a lower price point. One more thing I want to show you. These are some chassis brackets that we sell, already built in with an offset for 1-ton axles, set up for 2-inch tube. That's what our lower subframe's made from. And these brackets are 3/16. They'll have weld washers and bolt head capture nuts on them. So alrighty guys, thanks again for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe. Please leave comments, questions. I'd like to get people's feedback, your thoughts. Because I'm definitely open-minded builder. I like people's thoughts and ideas, and I always try to improve on products and be creative, and sometimes it helps having an outsider's view as they're watching stuff. So anyways, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. We'll have more videos coming out. Take care.